TV Land. Alors bonsoir et bienvenue à une nouvel épisode de Vintage Kids. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Vintage Kids. This is us. We're the Vintage Kids. Alors j'espère que vous avez passé une belle semaine. I hope everyone is doing great and you had a great week since the last time we've seen each other. So again, this week, if we have new people, just want to make sure that everyone understand what's going on. We are live on Facebook on the Yoda's Workshop Facebook page, on my personal Facebook page, and on YouTube on the Yoda's Workshop. Bon 51e. Merci André. On YouTube on the Yoda's Workshop channel. This week, cette semaine, I tried something. I'm just going to fix this there. There you go. Kirk is with us again this week. Hi, Kirk. I tried something new this week. I did a survey to ask you guys what you wanted to talk about. And it worked. I love it. Alors, c'est ça, cette semaine, j'ai fait un petit sondage sur Yoda's Workshop et c'est cool, le monde a participé, puis j'ai des poils de pitou, là. Attendez, là. She's there. Donc, oui, c'est ça, j'ai trouvé ça intéressant de pouvoir donner la chance aux gens de donner leur opinion. Jim Arsenault is in the house, Mr. Ho in person. Donc, oui, c'est ça, j'ai trouvé ça le fun. Je disais, hey, pourquoi on ne demande pas l'opinion du monde? We're going to ask people what they want to talk about. And Ahsoka won. So, I got my notes. I've got a few things we're going to talk about. And, yeah. So, of course, I'm not going to... Well, I'm going to try to do my best to not give spoilers, but how can I give spoilers when the show is not even on yet? It's going to be the first episode is on August 23rd, but as usual, mais comme d'habitude, même si je vais essayer de ne pas vous donner de spoilers, il y a plein de rumeurs, il y a plein d'affaires, there's tons of rumors, plein d'informations qui circulent. So I'm going to try to do my best to not screw everything up. I don't know the story. I don't know if these are totally true, but as I've already talked about in the prior episodes, I don't like just they say this is going to happen. I love to get the facts straight and make sure that the information that I get is not from Joe that is working in his basement and invent stuff. Let's put something new and people will freak out. Ahsoka slept with C-3PO, man. Oh, we've got the footage, but we can't show you. You know what I mean. Donc, je vais essayer de garder ça intéressant pour tout le monde. Without spoilers as much as I can. There were tons of things I wanted to talk about, but I forgot everything that I wanted to talk about first. I'm still out of focus, but hey, what do you want? I don't have the big bucks to purchase the brand new technology. But I've got my Mando cup. It's not Mando, it's Boba. So I was a little late with the announcement of today's episode. I did my pictures. I hope you enjoy them. I was surprised how good they came out. I was happy with the result because I really did them very quickly. And anyway, it worked out. Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to forget something important, but I think everything's okay. Donc, okay, what I wanted to say is if there's new people around, I always try to do my best to do the show in English and in French. So if you don't understand everything that I say, don't worry. I always try to do it. Monsieur Michel Rivet is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. Donc, je fais à moitié français, à moitié anglais. I always try to do half and half. A picture were awesome. Thanks, man. I really like them. I think it came out great. The Sabine one is pretty good, and this one, no, this one there, it's pretty good too. Um, I did a book of the first, I don't know how many episodes. Uh, I'll show you guys one day. I put every pictures that I've used in a book, and I gave it to myself on Christmas because I thought it was, man, I'm gonna keep this. This is pretty nice. Anyway, okay, so let's talk about this upcoming Disney Plus Star Wars series. Uh, we need to talk about something that is going on around this series and everything that is coming up. I know I don't like to, like I said, only take rumors or stuff and elaborate without solid information, but it looks and it starts to look like Disney is starting to admit that what they've done so far, except for Mandalorian, is not working as well as they thought it would be. Many information came out. The book picture is only this house. Yeah. Alors, welcome, Kim. Huh? This is my daughter's watching. Hi, I'm your crazy dad. Please don't put me in a house, in the special old house. I'll be kind. Oh my God. Okay. So, there's a lot of things going on. Il y a beaucoup d'affaires qui se passent en ce moment. Et puis, je vais dire ce que j'ai dit en anglais. Disney a comme commencé à admettre que ça marche pas trop fort ce qu'ils ont fait. Puis, ils sont comme pris un peu. There's even rumors that some people are saying that Disney is looking to sell Lucasfilm back to George Lucas, but I'm not going there. But that's what I heard from great sources. But anyway, I don't really believe this. But what I believe is that Disney really started to say, we fucked up. We fucked up, and now we're in a ditch. And we're trying to get out of the ditch, but we don't really know how. And that's the reason why the movies that were supposed to come out are not coming out. Many of the projects have been canceled. Donc, ils sont rendus un petit peu dans... Ils réalisent, ils commencent à admettre qu'ils sont dans le chenoute, puis qu'ils sont dans un trou, puis que ce qu'ils ont sorti, les gens sont pas super contents. Puis évidemment, à la base, c'est les trois derniers films, épisode 9, épisode 7, 8, 9, episode 7, 8, and 9, that they starting to admit that, well, perhaps we did a few mistakes. But hey, anyway, that's big. So the reason why I'm saying this is I've talked about it in different shows, in other Vintage Kids, is the fact that somehow Palpatine returns, and they have to fix this, and they are trying to fix it with everything that they've got. Should we talk about Solo as a mistake? I don't think it was a mistake, but they rushed it. And that's the big issue. They didn't rush Rogue One. They did a great job. But Solo was rushed, just like Episode 7, 8 and 9. Donc, Solo a été rushé, ça a été... Puis la raison pourquoi je vous dis ça, puis je crois la source, je veux dire, c'est que c'est dans le livre de Bob Iger. Bob Iger, c'est l'ancien président, puis il est redevenu président de Disney. Il a écrit un livre. Et dans le livre, il explique justement comment est-ce que ça a mal été pendant les tournages, puis qu'il était rushé à pouvoir sortir de quoi pour qu'il fasse de l'argent. Vite! Qu'il voulait que ça marche. They wanted to milk the cow. So what I just said in French, the reason why I believe everything that I'm talking about right now is that in Bob Iger book that came out a few years ago, he actually talks about this. He says that the last movies were rushed. And that didn't help. And as we all know, and I'm not going to go into this, but you know that Episode 9, they decided to make Rey a Palpatine. Spoilers! Almost at the end of shooting Episode 9. So it was not decided. They decided very late. So how can you create movies without already having a story? You cannot create a trilogy without having a story. Anyway, so back to Ahsoka. What we know so far is that it's going to be like a new season of Rebels. And donc, en français, ce qu'on a appris, c'est que, ce qu'on comprend aussi maintenant, c'est que la série Ahsoka va être, dans le fond, une suite de la série Rebels, mais en live action. And it's okay. But, there's the somehow Palpatine returns. They are doing this with every series. They are showing us the way or trying to explain how Palpatine, somehow Palpatine returns. So everything heads to cloning Palpatine. And in the last season of The Mandalorian, when Moff Gideon talks with his guys, he actually talks about this. Is I'm working on cloning. Oh, it's your stuff and whatever. But they always are heading to give us an explanation on somehow Palpatine returns. And they are starting to admit that it might have been a mistake. And now they're trying to fix that mistake with everything that is coming out that they're showing us. Donc, ils commencent à admettre qu'ils ont fait des erreurs, et ça, ce n'était probablement une. Fan service, whatever. Kathleen Kennedy can use whatever words that they want. It's kind of a fan service, but it looks more like we have no clue what we're doing. We don't have a scenario. We don't have a script. What are we going to do? Somehow Palpatine returns. Oh, good idea. People will be happy, and it's going to give even more strength in the power of Palpatine. But George never intended to bring back Palpatine. Episode 7, 8, and 9 was kind of already ready by George, and Disney decided to flesh it out, and they did their own thing. That's okay. But now we're heading into that TV show that we know that is going to talk about cloning again, because in the last Mandalorian season, we've been introduced to Tron, and we know that Tron is coming to this next. Well, we know that he's going to be the baddie, and he's probably going to be the baddie for the next few series, but also movies that are going to come out. Donc, on sait que Tron revient. Tron a été préparé dans Mandalorian. And it's a cloning thing again. So, maybe they're not going to talk about it as much as I think, and they're going to put more the uh, we're more going to see like the Rebels cast coming back together again with Ahsoka and do like something trying to find Ezra because Ezra's gone. So, what I'm going to say about what could help you guys, donc ce que je vais vous conseiller de faire avant de voir Ahsoka, if you haven't seen Rebels, go check it out. I'm not saying listen to every episode. If you have time, do it. But there's a ton of great videos on YouTube that you can watch, and it's going to explain you the story of that group of rebels. Uh, and every character and whatever, and how come Ahsoka is in that show as well. It's a great show. It's a great show. But of course, there's some things that are like, what? They kind of in- introduce time travel into Star Wars using that show. Some people are like, oh, come on, where's Duck? Marty! You know, and he showed up in the last season of Mandalorian. But anyway, are we really heading into time travel? Maybe. We know that it exists in the Star Wars universe. Uh, anyway, we'll see. Okay, now I'm going to talk about what we also already know about this show. Like I said, I hope we're not going to go all the way somehow Palpatine returns and they're going to create something more interesting. Donc j'espère qu'on va pas juste avoir une série encore qui va nous expliquer comment que Palpatine est revenu dans l'épisode 9, là, à un moment donné, là, tu sais. Aller vers quelque chose d'autre. On le sait que vous êtes fourrés, là. on le sait, là, puis on est dans la merde avec vous autres, puis on est tanné de savoir là, comment est-ce qu'il est revenu. So, let's hope it's not going to be a somehow Palpatine Returns show. Of course, Thrawn. Now, Thrawn. People are going to say, who's Thrawn? I've talked about watching Rebels. Thrawn is in Rebels. He's the big baddie in Rebels, and he's doing it they did a great job. But where does Thrawn come from? Thrawn was created in a trilogy of books in the early 1990s, and he's a great character that was created by Timothy Zahn, and he's a great tactician. He's really bright, and he thinks he's very intelligent, and he's a great character. They even did more a second trilogy on Thrawn. I haven't read the new trilogy. Read whatever. J'ai pas lu la trilogie là, qui est sortie, on va dire en française là. Mais c'est un personnage incroyable, c'est un tacticien, il est super bright et il a de la gueule. In Rebels, when they cast a guy to make to hone his voice, they cast. Let me get his name. His name is Lars Mikkelsen. Sorry if I pronounced this the wrong way. Donc, quand ils ont casté pour faire la voix de Thrawn à Rebels, c'est Lars Mikkelsen. Et puis, c'était pas mal quelque chose. Sa voix vient vraiment être très distinctive. His voice is very special, and it brings you into the character. It's like, whoa, okay, this guy is really like so calm and serious. And Lars Mikkelsen did an amazing job. And they just announced on a celebration that this voice actor is going to play Grand Admiral Thrawn. So it's going to be great to see a face on the same voice. They didn't do that for Ahsoka. Ahsoka, I keep on hearing Ahsoka's voice in my head because I've watched her, I've listened to her so long in Clone Wars and Rebels and every place that she showed up. But when they cast for live action, they didn't take the same actress. But it's okay. But again, I'm not going to go back and talk about this again. But when you're trying to keep your audience hooked, you try to keep it real. So it's always hard to keep it real when you recast someone. So it's just like like when they recast, we're talking about Han Solo. It was really hard for me to watch Solo and believe that this kid was Han Solo. I mean, I still have problems with it. How can you recast Harrison Ford? You can't. It's like recasting Robin Williams. You can't recast Robin Williams, you know? Anyway. Okay. So the guy that makes the voice of Thrawn will play live action Thrawn. So this is interesting. So we're going to meet, if you haven't watched Rebels, we're going to meet the cast of Rebels. There's Sabine Wren. No Ren relation with Kylo Ren. We're going to see Ezra Bridger. We're going to see Era Syndulla. And this character is going to be played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Winstead. Sorry. She's actually the wife, in real life, of Obi-Wan Kenobi, of Ewan McGregor. Rebel was good, but I always felt like Thrawn had read the script. Like, it's supposed to be extremely smart, but sometimes it was ridiculous. Yeah, but you're totally right. You are totally right, James. I agree with you, man. But we have to keep in mind that it has to be a little entertaining and simple to catch because it's supposed to be for kids. But now I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Ahsoka in real life, in real live action show. Are they going to bring it to a point like Andor, which was more a drama than a Star Wars for kids? Are they going to keep it like more like the Book of Boba Fett, or is it going to be something completely different? I really hope they're going to create something different, or we're going to have the same feel as Rebels. Donc, je sais pas vers quoi qu'ils vont s'enligner pour avoir le feel, tu sais. Je sais pas. I don't know if it was Thrawn written by the Andor guys. Yeah, but I don't know if they're the same people that created the script. I really don't know. I haven't checked that out. But yes, it would be great because in Andor, what I've enjoyed about it, it was dark. It felt real. You know, it felt like these people are in trouble. Donc j'avais l'impression que dans Andor c'était sombre. C'était comme, oh my god, okay, you care for these people. And I hope that in Ahsoka they'll do the same. So we all know that in Mando we have that Mando feel, which is more of like a Western. In Boba Fett, I have no idea what they tried to do. And in Ahsoka, I don't know. In Andor, it was really dark, really serious, like deep cut, you know, like, oh. And in this one, we don't really know. Anyway, so we're gonna meet the cast of Rebels, and they've already introduced us to Zeb. Donc, ils nous ont déjà présenté Zeb dans un des épisodes de la dernière saison de Mandalorian. The chemistry with all these characters is amazing in Rebels, and I think that what's make the show good. Now, these actors are not the same that were doing the voices in Rebels, so it's a different cast, except for Chopper. You're totally right. Chopper's playing Chopper. Um, so the cast is not the same. It's for only for Zeb. Zeb is the same voice actor that will do the voice, but for the rest, it's all new actors. So I don't know if it's still going to feel like the chemistry is going to be so amazing between the characters. We'll see. Uh, okay, I'm gonna go even deeper. If you guys don't know who Ahsoka is, and that's possible. I mean, if you only watch the movies, you have no idea who Ahsoka is. And Ahsoka is was introduced by George Lucas, by the way, before Lucas sold. So Ahsoka is not a creation of the Disney era. It's really George that created with Dave Filoni Ahsoka, and Ahsoka was actually I'm not going to go through everything because it's going to be very long, but she's actually the apprentice of Anakin during the Clone Wars, and her arc is amazing during every show and until even lately, or we learn more stuff of her implication in the Rebel Alliance and stuff. So she's a great character. She's someone that you just keep on learning. And at the beginning, I remember, and I'm not the only one that felt like this. Did you see that screenshot of Sabine using Ezra's lightsaber? Yeah, I did. I did. And this is going to be amazing. I mean, that's why I'm saying for people that don't have a clue about Rebels, that haven't watched Rebels, they're gonna say, "What's going on? What's that thing? How come she's having that lightsaber? How come she knows how to fight?" But people need to know that Sabine actually owned the black saber, and she trained with the black saber, and she was really good. It's Sabine that gave the black saber to Bo-Katan. So all these things, if they bring it up in the Ahsoka series, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna say, "What the? How? She used to have the black saber? When? What?" So that's why I'm saying we really need to we really need to get our shit up to date, man, because a lot of people are gonna say, "What?" And we're gonna lose people, and that I don't know if Disney realized this because I mean it's Dave Filoni that decides what's going on. Most of the decisions are been taken by him and the other guy. So I don't know if people are gonna say like, "Okay, I don't understand what's going on. I'm not gonna watch the next episode." Perhaps it's going to happen, but anyway, it's for real deep Star Wars fans that saw and read and keeps on listening to everything, because I don't know if it's going to be a series that you could just watch and say, "Okay, I understand everything," or it's going to be, "Okay, I understand the basic of the show, the base of the show, or what's going on, but I have no clue who this guy is. I don't know what he's talking about. What is he talking about? I have no clue." So anyway, I'm glad I watched the animated stuff. Yes, exactly. And for a lot of people, I know that there's a lot of people that didn't watch the animated stuff because they thought it was for kids. And in a way, it is, but there's this seriousness in all the animated stuff that they did. Il y a beaucoup de monde qui n'ont pas écouté le stock animé parce qu'ils disaient, "Fuck man, moi je veux pas écouter ça, c'est des affaires pour des kids là." Mais à quelque part, il y a beaucoup de choses importantes et sérieuses qui se passent qu'ils ont greffé au canon, puis qui fait comme, ok, it gives more depth to a lot of characters that are in the movies. Donc ça donne beaucoup plus de viande autour de l'os pour les personnages des films, tu sais. Okay. So, like I said, I'm not gonna tell you guys a story of Ahsoka because it would take 3 hours. But generally, like I said, she was okay. I was about to say something. Uh, when they came out with Ahsoka, what's up, Greg Marshall? It gives me chills down my spine, and I like it. At first, when they introduced us to Ahsoka, it was in the movie. They did the Clone Wars movie, and the scenario was like pretty lame. I think it was like really okay, okay. I remember watching the movie and it's like, yeah, okay, okay. And I remembered Ahsoka was actually getting on my nerves. It's like, oh man, what's that kid doing here? You know. Uh, I mean, for you always have your special seat, my friend. I like the red one with the velvet, very comfortable seat. Yeah, VIP man. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah. So there was a lot of people that were annoyed by Ahsoka, but her arc is amazing, and she really grows in the Star Wars universe because when she's introduced to us, she's like 12 or 13 years old. She's a brat, man. But she learns by her mistakes, and it gives that character so much more than just a kid, a Jedi kid. She does so much. She's been anyway. I'm not gonna go into tons of details, but donc si vous connaissez pas Ahsoka vraiment en détail, prenez le temps d'aller écouter des vidéos. There's videos, they're great videos of résumé, they're résumé of her story, of her arc. You could watch this at like it's like 20 minutes, and it tells you the story of Ahsoka. If you don't want to watch everything, go check that out. It's going to give you at least a general idea of the character. Um, like people are saying, oh, I don't need that. I know her now because I've been introduced to her by the Mandalorian, and it's okay. But heading to her series, it's going to be a lot more deep into the Star Wars stories and the canon stuff and what came 15 years ago because she I think it was like 15 years ago, even more than that she was created. I don't have the date. Um, anyway, uh, is Sean Thrawn in the house? Sean Lando Thrawn. Uh, it's fun to see you guys. By the way, it's always fun to know that you're there. Okay, so and even more nowadays, we know that she survived Order 66, and she actually helped building the rebellion. She's actually a friend of Mon Mothma. She's actually a friend of a lot of other more important characters in the Star Wars universe. Uh, just gonna say Fulcrum. Anyway, if you guys know, you know. So okay, so I'm pretty sure we're gonna talk about this in the series, but how much I don't know. How many references I don't know. It's just like the space whales. They showed us the space whales in the last season of Mandalorian. Ils nous ont montré les Purgle, whatever, je ne me rappelle plus leur nom. Le monde ne le savait peut-être pas, là, mais il y a des space whales, voyons, on appelle ça, des baleines de l'espace. Ooh! And they travel at the speed of light. And that's how Ezra and Tron disappeared. So, anyway, so if they showed us space whales, we know that we're heading to Rebels. So, like I said in the previous episode, they could probably call Ahsoka series Rebels season 7 or whatever. Okay. So yeah, people are gonna show up also in this new series. And here are some spoilers. If you haven't seen the thrillers, and there's rumors, but rumors when they actually put the name in the cast list, usually it's because it's true. So if you don't want to be spoiled with characters that are going to come back, do this. Donc, je vais vous parler un petit peu de ce qu'on sait, qu'est-ce qui s'en vient dans la série et des personnages même qui reviennent de l'univers de Star Wars qu'on va retrouver dans la série. First up, we have to talk about the two new characters. And again, spoiler, okay? If you don't want to know anything, don't listen. There's actually new characters. There's Balin's Call, that is played by Ray Stevenson, and sadly Ray passed away 2 weeks ago. So that's going to be a big, what are we going to do for Disney? Anyway, I'm going to talk about this later on. There's this apprentice that we can say that actually works with this guy, with this Balin's Call character. She's called Sith. Shit. There's a girl, okay? Let's call her the girl. I won't listen, but there are subtitles. Oh no, we're doomed. Let's. If I put my hands here, can I hide the subtitles? I don't know, man. Okay, you have to tune out, man. Okay, so long. Okay. Anyway, so there's this girl that is actually working with Balin Skull, and if you watch in the thriller, you can actually see that she has a little hair thing like all the Padawans, Jedi. So, at first, people were very happy because they thought that it was actually the character that we learn and we know in Heir of the Empire, which was the first books that Thrawn was introduced, and there's this Jedi, this dark Jedi. I don't have the names in the books. I don't remember. It's been like 30 years since I wrote the books. So people were pretty sure it was this guy that was introduced in live action from the books, but spoilers! There's actually more detail that came out of this character in the Empire magazine, not the Empire, but the Empire magazine. And we actually learned that this is not a dark Jedi, or it's not a clone. He's actually, spoilers, he's actually a surviving Jedi from Order 66. So, yeah, Joris Cabot. And he actually cloned the guy in the book. And, Greg, you're a encyclopedia. So, he's actually a surviving Jedi from Order 66. So, we all saw in the thriller that he's actually using a orange lightsaber, and it's the first time that we actually see in live action an orange lightsaber. So what does it mean? Does it mean that he works with the Empire? He's been working with the Empire? Like, he's not a Sith, so he's not using red. He's not a Jedi anymore because he works for the Empire and do some bad stuff. So he actually has like an in-between lightsaber color. And the kid, the girl that is working with him, is she doing the bad work? The crazy? She's like the Joe Pesci in the in Goodfellas, We don't know. But we know that he's actually a surviving Jedi. So the girl's probably her Padawan, is Padawan. Trilogy. Yeah, it was a great trilogy, man. Yes, you're totally right. And you're right. And there's a lot of people that wondered why when Disney purchased Lucasfilm, one of the first thing that they did, they said, all the books that was written before, all the stories after Return of the Jedi are now legends. We don't consider them official Star Wars stories. So it gave them more space to do what they wanted to do. But now, 10 years later, they are going back more and more to the legend stuff to introduce back more great stuff. So there's a lot of people who said, why haven't they just used the books? Because, like you're saying, episode 7, 8, and 9 is actually already scripted in these books, and the stories are great. But anyway, they wanted to do something different. Somehow Palpatine returns. Anyway, so Balin's Call is going to be a Order 66 Jedi survivor. We don't really know how long he's going to be in the series. Is he going just to be like in 1 or 2 episodes? I don't know. But there's a problem. The problem is that this actor actually died a few weeks ago. So if he doesn't die in the first, I'm not talking about the actor, but the character. If the character doesn't die in this season 1 of Rebels, Ahsoka / whatever, what are they going to do with him, with this character? Are they going to have to recast him, or are they going to deface him, or whatever? I don't know. So that might be a problem. Okay. So I've talked about Tron. I've talked about Balin Skull. I've talked about Sabine Ezra. Let me check. I've said that Hera Syndulla. I'm not going to spoil the Rebels thing, so I'm not going to talk about this. But like I said, the actress Mary Elizabeth Winstead is actually the wife of Ewan McGregor, so that's cool. Okay, so in the thriller, we also saw that Mon Mothma is back. She's going to be back. Keep in mind that Ahsoka is supposed to be like, I don't know how many years after Return of the Jedi, at least 5 or 6 or 10 years. And Mon Mothma is still alive because we're going to see her again. We saw her in one of the, in the thriller. Maybe they will reanimate his corpse like they did with Leia and Tarkin. Yeah. Well, I hope not. I hope not. I don't know. They did an okay job for Leia, and they didn't have really the choice to do it. For Tarkin, it was a test drive. I think it was. They were trying. They tried to push the envelope. They pushed the technology as far as they could back when they did Rogue One. I did not see Indiana Jones, but if you guys saw the thrillers of Indiana Jones, a new one, the technology is amazing. What they did with the face of Harrison Ford. But again, they managed to do this because they used every movies that Harrison was in there, and they use every frame so the computer can actually use all kinds of a huge library of stuff. Fait que pour Indiana Jones, ils ont fait un job incroyable pour le rajeunir, mais ils ont tellement de stock. Harrison Ford a tellement fait de films, tandis que cet acteur-là, Ray Stevenson, I'm sorry if I don't pronounce the name correctly. Uh, Ray Stevenson haven't done as much movies as Harrison Ford did, and in some of the movies that he actually did, this Ray guy, he was like huge beard, long hair, so it's going to be hard to have a good library of images to create a good result. I presume. I'm not in that business, but I just go by logic here. Okay. Uh, so basically, we have to think that in this series we're gonna have the rebels crew trying to find Ezra, and probably Thrawn knows where he is, because if Thrawn is already back, that means that he was able to escape from Ezra wherever they were. Donc, moi, je m'attends que la grande partie de la série, c'est on essaie de retrouver Ezra. Puis si on considère que Thrawn est déjà de retour, ben il a été capable de sauver de où est-ce qu'il était avec Ezra pour revenir prendre le contrôle de l'Empire. Okay, now here are two major spoilers. Major! Donc, je vais vous donner deux informations. Il y en a un, je sais que c'est officiel, c'est certain. But there's another one that I've learned today, and it makes sense, and I'm going to explain it why. First up, Temuera Morrison. Who is Temuera Morrison? Well, he is Jango Fett. He's Jango Fett, he's Boba Fett, he's every clone in the clone army. So Temuera Morrison will be in Ahsoka show. It will be in the Ahsoka show. And we've learned that he will be playing. I'm seeing numbers coming down. I don't want to know. He's going to play Captain Rex. So Rex will be back in the Ahsoka show. Is it going to be a flashback? Maybe. Or he is on his deathbed? Because, I mean, he should be pretty old. 5 years after Return of the Jedi. We have to consider that he plays in Return of the Jedi. Again, go check that out. The beard one guy I've talked about. Can you see me now? Joe Ferraro! Yes, I can. Yeah, I have to explain this again for you guys. I'm using StreamYard. I am using the website on StreamYard to dispatch the Vintage Kids on 3 different platforms. Well, 3 different websites or whatever. But the thing is, I can see a lot of comments that you guys write down, but some of them I can't. The comments that you guys write down on Yoda, on YouTube, I can't see them. Why? I don't know. I don't see them. I'm sure that I see the ones on Yoda's workshop page. That's for sure. On my personal page, I don't think that I can see the comments. So if I don't reply to your questions, it's not because I don't want to talk to you. It's because I'm unable to see everyone's comment. So yeah, Joe, you're probably now on Yoda's workshop. I think I can. So there's 3 people right now on my personal page that are probably writing down comments that I can't see. The rest of us are on Yoda's workshop. So anyway, and keep in mind that people keeps on coming in, leaving, coming in, leaving. At the end of an episode, there's like 63 person that shows up and watch a little part of this show live, and some of you guys watch it when it's not live, and it's okay. Anyway, so why I'm saying this is because I don't see everyone's comment when it's live, and I'm sorry about that. I have no idea why StreamYard is unable to give me everyone's comment. You're still here? I hope you're still here. Oh, where you're... See, I don't know. That's another thing. they actually don't give me the option to see who's talking. You guys have to log in, and it's trouble. So I just go back and watch on Yoda's workshop to see who's talking, so then I know who's live. Okay, anyway, so back to the other spoilers that I learned today. So Tamora Morrison will be on the show playing Captain Rex. That's for sure. Is he going to be like in one episode, in a 2 minute segment? I have no clue. But what I've learned today, spoiler alert again, it's I have no idea what's going to be the context or the storyline of this character, but I'm gonna tell you who he is. Donc, il y a un autre personnage qui revient. Je ne connais pas le contexte de l'histoire. Je ne sais pas c'est combien de temps qu'il va être dans le show. But Aiden Christensen will be back in Ahsoka. So who is Aiden Christensen? He is actually Anakin Skywalker. He is Vader. He played Vader in the last Kenobi show, and he was Anakin in episode 2 and episode 3. So he's going to be back in Ahsoka. Anakin is actually dead. Vader is dead. It's 5 years after Return of the Jedi. I just hope that they are not going to come up with somehow Anakin survive. Somehow Anakin returns. So there's like, I only see like 2 options if Anakin is back. Keep in mind that Anakin is the former Jedi Master of Ahsoka. So she was his Padawan. And she actually fought Vader in Rebels. And that's why I was talking about the time travel stuff with Rebels. Anyway, go check it out. So I'm sure it's going to be a flashback. Well, here's the twist, man. That's my personal opinion. I have no clue if it's true, but I think, yeah, you're totally right. It could be a flashback, like remembering when they were training together and when they were in the Clone Wars or whatever. But here is what I think is going to happen. I think that Ahsoka will be able to talk with Anakin Force Ghost. Yee, that could be great, man. Like she could actually ask him to help her in a way. So that could be great to have a relationship with Anakin and Ahsoka, like they used to have the great relationship while they were in the Clone Wars, because the relationship it really starts really rough between the two of them, because Anakin doesn't want to have a Padawan and not a kid, because she's really a kid. But during the years, they actually learned to like each other a lot. And the chemistry between those two characters is great. It's great. It's like a brother and sister, whatever. So it could be interesting if you also take the fact that she fought Vader and she knows that Anakin was Darth Vader. So she could actually be able to reconnect with the Anakin that she loved, that she cares about. So that could be good. That could be cool. About Dimension as well. Yeah. The worlds between worlds, and that's more elaborated in the Rebels show. And I'm not going there, and you're totally right, because we actually see the world between worlds. I'm gonna I'm gonna show you the picture behind that we've shown, and the frame where the logo of Ahsoka is actually that looks like the world between worlds. I'll be right. See, behind, just next to her, that logo, that thing, it looks like the world between worlds. Yeah, exactly. Ezra literally went back in time and pulled Ahsoka away during the fight with Vader. Uh, exactly. So that's why it's kind of time travel, but it's world between worlds. Are we talking multiverse? Not really, but it sounds a little like that. Donc, je sais pas que j'ai dit en français, mais je vais le dire rapidement. Donc, Ahsoka, dans Ahsoka, Hayden Christensen revient en tant qu'Anakin. On ne sait pas si c'est un flashback. Peut-être que c'est un flashback. Elle se souvient des choses qui s'est passées pendant qu'elle était son Padawan. Ou bien c'est littéralement Hayden Christensen qui va jouer un Force Ghost d'Anakin, puis qui aurait la chance de parler avec Ahsoka. Ahsoka pourrait retrouver le Anakin. So Ezra Bridger is the Flash. Yes, and R2 is Batman. I'm confused. Ezra Miller. Yeah, it's not the same one, man. This is getting heavy. Yeah. Donc, c'est ça. Fait que, il y aurait une possibilité, moi je pense, me semble que ce serait un maudit bon move, de ramener Anakin en tant que Force Ghost pour que Ahsoka puisse parler à son ancien master et le retrouver, parce qu'il faut prendre en considération qu'elle a, en combattant Vader, elle a découvert que c'était Anakin et elle a perdu son maître. Donc, elle est complètement désemparée. Et là, mais elle aurait pas la possibilité de retrouver Anakin comme elle l'a connu, le bon Anakin. Wonder, Wonder Grogu. Yeah, everything's possible, man. It's a galaxy far, far away, so we don't know. Anyway, so that's about what I wanted to say about that show. What I've managed to learn or understand so far, I really hope that they are not going to use the volume too much. If you guys remember, it's when they actually act in that huge room full of screens, and it's okay. I say volume is good. Too much volume is not good, and that's probably the reason why I explained that earlier before, is that they used less and less the volume in for Andor. They actually build sets. I thought that in the last season of Mandalorian, the volume was not so much present, or it didn't felt like they were in the volume. So perhaps the technology, or they took care of making sure it didn't look fake, like a lot of shots in Obi-Wan. I think that's what I really didn't enjoy about Obi-Wan, was the poor CGI. And they also did some poor CGI in season 3 of The Mandalorian, but I've talked about it earlier in another episode. So yeah, so that's about it. So just to resume, just pour résumer tout ça, if you're going to watch Ahsoka, if you don't have time or you don't want to watch Clone Wars, the movie, the series, and Rebels, take at least the time to go on YouTube and watch a recap of these stories, so you can actually understand what is going to happen in this series that is coming up. Also, there's great recap on Thrawn. They're going to tell you the story of the guy. He's not a Sith. He's a, I don't, Schlit or the blue skin guy. He's not. He doesn't play. He doesn't appear in Avatar, by the way. Um, also the arc of Ahsoka. Go check them out. There's great videos about a great recap of the characters, what happened to them, and there's a great recap of all the seasons of Rebels. But if you really wanted to have fun, listen to the total shit. Watch everything, and you're gonna go, "Whoa, that's a lot." R2 is part of the Marvel. Yeah, R2 is part of the Marvel universe. Well, he's actually part of the Star Trek universe. And you probably saw this. J.J. Abrams actually put R2 flybys during an explosion in space, and you can actually see R2 flying in front of that windshield of the Star Trek ship there, the Enterprise. So that's it, guys. I hope you've learned some stuff. I hope I didn't spoil you too much of what's coming up. So thank you again for joining me on this 51st episode of the Vintage Kids. We'll be back next week. I have no clue what we're going to talk about. I'll probably do the same thing and put up a survey or whatever. I don't know. And there's also tons of stuff that might happen until next week. People are dying, man. That's life. So we never know. If you have suggestions, again, if you have any questions, if you have questions about Yoda's workshop, about the Vintage Kids, about whatever, that's why I'm here. I'll do my best to give you my best response, la meilleure réponse. So that's it. So have a great rest of week. And as I always say, be safe, be good, be wild, be you, and enjoy life, because life is amazing. Life is great. And I'm going to do a little Kirk Keck here, but don't waste your time hating people. Don't waste your time arguing and fighting with the people that you care about or you love. Enjoy your family, your friends. Tell them that you love them. Because you never know what tomorrow will bring in the Star Wars universe, but also in your life. I mean, look at Radical Rick. You never know what's up with him from a week to another one. Once is his head, not his head, but his leg, then his hand. What's next? We don't know. So we're all kind of little Radical Ricks. So, yeah. So have a great night. Thank you for joining me again. I really love doing this for you guys. And yes, I'm doing it for me too, because it's fun. Take care. Have a great night. French kiss your dogs and your cats for me, or whatever. Your dad is dang cool. You don't know my dad. Oh, yeah. Okay, it's Kim. I'm going to say my dad's dead, man. Because I don't see the names. Look, I'm going to show you. This is what I see. Oh, it's not really. Yeah, okay, there you go. Facebook users. I have no idea who's talking. I have to go check on Facebook to know who's talking. So I didn't know you were talking to Kim. Yeah, and Kim is my daughter. Hi. All right, so see you next week. Again, if you have questions, go ahead. I'm only one click away. Have a great night. Bye.